When we start to learn a new skill like pitching a baseball can be challenging. There are many different parts of the body that need to work together. Today, I'm going to show you how to break down the process, how to pitch a baseball using the concept freezing degrees of freedom. It is the number of ways your body parts can move independently. Now we will talk about focus on the overhand pitch. Okay, first, he's gonna show you how to do a complete movement, the complete pitching movement. Here, you can see that he is skilled and the coordination and the movement goes smoothly. Now, show us how you're gonna mimic like doing the pitch for first time. The movement looks less coordinated and more rigid. This is what we know as freezing some degrees of freedom, meaning they are limiting the movement in certain body parts to simplify the task. Now, let's think about this, for example, when you are learning to ride a bike. When you are learning to ride the bike, the first you learn it, your arms and your upper body is stiff, but you only using the pedal, but you're stiff because you are learning to do that for first time. When you practice more, you start to gradually unfreeze because it becomes more naturally. Now, let's show you how we're gonna use the concept of freezing degrees of freedom. First, let's talk about the stems and the grip. When you're first learning to pitch, we want to freeze or limit the movement in the lower part of the body and the wrist. Just get the wrist, and he's gonna use the three fingers. If it's a novice or it's a younger boy, you're gonna use the 3 fingers that way to hold the ball. This means keeping your feet shoulder width apart and your body square to the target and your wrist locked in place with the proper grip on the ball. By doing this, you can focus on the core mechanics of the patient without worrying too much about the movement part. Now, let's do the wind up. At this stage, we will keep your lower body stable and focus on rotating your upper body, keeping your arm relaxed and your front leg slightly bent. Your pitching arm should stay close to your body during the wind up. This limits the movement of your lower body and non-throwing arm, allowing you to complete the essential upper body rotation. Now let's talk about strike and arm cooking. As you take control, the strike towards the target with your front leg, your throwing arm should be cocked back with your elbow at shoulder width and the ball facing away from the target. Keep your glove, side, arm tucked close to your body for balance. By focusing on controlled strike and arm cocking, you maintain stability and prepare for the release. Finally, let's discuss the release and follow through. When you release the ball, lead with your elbow and keep it above the shoulder. This helps reduce the risk of injury as you release. Snap your wrist to generate more speed and spin on the ball. After releasing the ball, it's important to complete the follow through with your throwing arm extending towards the target and your body square up to the target. The follow through helps to maintain accuracy and consistency. Okay, to sum it up, here is the order in which we will unfreeze the joints. First, the lower body and the wrist in the stem and grip. Second, the upper body in the wind up. Third, the front leg and throwing arm. Fourth, the throwing arm with fingers in the follow through. Now, let's talk about how our brain and our muscles work together when we are learning a new skill, like the baseball pitch. We will use something called general motor program or schema theory that help us understand this better. First, let's talk about what the general motor program is. Essentially, it's basic movement patterns that our brain stores and can apply in different situations. In this case, we will use the overhand throwing motion as our general motor program, and we will see how it applies to two different pitch, the fastball and the change up. Now, let's break down the overhand throwing motion so we can have that pattern in our mind. So first, the wind up. So we rotate our upper body while keeping the lower body stable. The strike, take a controlled step forward to the target with the front leg. The arm cocking, bring your throwing arm back, keeping your elbow at shoulder height. Release, lift your elbow and snap the wrist as you release the ball, and the follow through, extend your throwing arms towards the target, keeping your body square. So this is the pattern movement. The wind up, the strike, the arm cook, the release, and the follow through. The movement pattern. So here's where things get interesting. When we apply the general motor program to different pitches, certain aspects of the movement called patterns can change, while other called invariants stay the same. Let's compare the fastball to the changeup. So the muscles for both pitch, you will use similar muscles, mainly your arms, your shoulders, your core. How the specific muscle and the amount of force they generate may vary slightly. Order of muscle activation and deactivation. The general sequence of muscle activation will be similar for both. You will start with your legs and core, then move your shoulder, your elbow, and finally wrist and fingers. Force of muscle contraction. Here's where I see some difference. The fastball, you will generate more force with your muscles to throw the ball with more speed. So you require for the fastball it requires more force with your muscles. For the change up, you will use less force to slow the ball down and create deception. During the muscle contraction, the duration of the muscle contraction. The duration of muscle contraction may also vary between two pitches. The fastball, the contraction will be quicker and more explosive. For the change up, the contraction may be slightly longer to maintain control and reduce speed. Muscle contraction. So, while overall movement pattern remains the same, this small change in patterns allow us to create different pitch with the same general motor program. The key takeaway here is learning a new skill like pitching involves developing a solid foundation of basic movement patterns. Once you have that down, you can start playing with the parameters to create different variations, like fastball and change up.